Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. The Monday, July 28th, 2025 City Council voting session. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Sheldon. Here. Brackman. Here. Peternity. Reynolds.
Present.
Faulkner.
Here.
Bonfiglio.
Here.
DeVersa.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
President Ost.
Here, thank you. At this time, I'd like everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by the Reverend Dr. William Blair from the New Creation Assembly of God.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, you've given us such a beautiful time of year. You do all things well. You give us the beauty of the seasons. You surround us with friends and good things. We give thanks and praise to you for every measure of support and provision that we receive. We pray that the citizens of our community enjoy peace, prosperity, and a quiet life. That's our prayer. That our leaders and civil servants who labor on our behalf receive what is due them in both resources and respect. That's our prayer also. Give us the blessing of your guidance and presence, that our city may excel in every meaningful way. Cause this business session to be successful, and the various participants who have come here today, that they find reward in being a part of such a process. We pray together, and we honor you. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Do I have approval of the minutes from the June 30th, 2025 voting session? So moved by Councilman Faulkner. Do we have any messages from the mayor?
Yes, we do. Dear council members, in July 2025, the city of Jamestown welcomed 7 new employees to its ranks. Kenneth Garcia joined the Department of Development as Building and Zoning Code Enforcement Officer. Jason Kulishevsky joined the Department of Development as Principal Planner. Charles Glenn, Connor Webster, Noah Rugg, and Vincent Cerdo joined the Jamestown Fire Department. And Donna Jordan joined the Jamestown Police Department as Clerk 2. I kindly request that we acknowledge and extend a warm welcome to our new hires during the upcoming July 28, 2025 City Council meeting. Very truly yours, Kimberly A. Eklund.
Thank you.
We would like to take a moment to recognize someone important to this community and acknowledge the passing of a respected former council member, James Jim McElrath Sr., who passed away on July 25th. Jim served on this council from 2000 to 2007 and was a dedicated member of the Finance Committee throughout his tenure, serving as chair in 2004 and 2005. But his contributions to Jamestown extended far beyond these chambers. A beloved educator, coach, and principal at Jamestown High School, Jim believed deeply in the power of relationships and community. He remembered students by name and graduation year alike, underscoring his heartfelt commitment to every student. He understood that strong connections with students, staff, and neighbors were the foundation of a healthy, thriving community. The gymnasium that bears his name is just one reflection of the lasting legacy he left behind. Even in retirement, Jim continued to give back, serving on the school board and later as a valued member of this city council. He approached public service with thoughtfulness, fairness, and a steady commitment to the well-being of the community. We are grateful for all that Jim gave to Jamestown. At this time, we ask that you join us in observing a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Just on a personal note too, I wanted to make a couple of remarks. I had the privilege of knowing Jim. He was my principal, as many of the people from council in the audience and in the community. I came to the high school in 1976 in his first year. So I was there all 3 years with him as principal. I later got to work for him as a young teacher. He hired me in 1989, 1990 to come back to the high school and teach. I had the pleasure of working with him for several years in the early 90s. And then again, as a colleague here on City Council. I always viewed Jim as a mentor, a friend, and a Northside neighbor living down the street. He was highly respected and revered and loved by his former students. And again, as was mentioned, always remembering their names and the year they graduated. He had an uncanny ability to remember, even up till recently. He would see you in the grocery store on the street and point at you, say your name, and give your year. Except he couldn't remember the mayor's year, right? He's 50 years up at the time. And he was very well respected by his students and his colleagues and people throughout the thousands and thousands of people throughout the community who called him Mac. And he was a tremendous asset to our community. In his obituary, I read, and kind of it's fitting for us tonight here, that he valued the importance of bipartisan work. And as a mentor, to Kim and to myself, in the political realm as well as the personal and for me the educational realm, he always approached things with fairness, and he looked at both sides and worked with everybody on both sides of the aisle. And he was a tremendous asset to our community, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Thank you. For the messages. Okay. At this time, I'll give opportunities for people to address the City Council. If you'd like to address the Council, please step up to one of the mics, give your name and address, and limit your remarks to 5 minutes.
My name is Larry Kuhn. I live at 215 Fulton. I've experienced a lot of problems since I came back to this town. It really didn't start until somebody moved in across the street from me and then decided to have problems with my neighbor across the street beside them. And it somehow managed to spill over to my house. How it goes from house next to each other to across the street, I don't know. But there's a lot of issues I'm here to inquire about. I know that Mr. Russell, you were supposed to get a list of the police activity call to 214. Were you able to get that?
Yes, I have it. I can print it out for you.
Will you please? I need to have it. In the mission statement for the police department here in Jamestown, it says the mission of the Jamestown Police Department is to ensure peace, safety, and the sense of security for all residents of Jamestown. Our goal includes maintaining a high quality of life, preventing crime, and fostering a safe environment. We accomplish this through the preservation of peace, building strong community partnerships, protecting individual rights, and preventing and resolving crime. Two things in regards to that. I've watched this stuff across the street transpire considerably, time after time after time. Nothing ever happens to the one that causes these incidents. I've got it on video cams, I've got it on phone, I've got it on everything you guys wanted to see, but nothing is ever done. To make my point more clear, I do understand that there is apparently $1,000 damage for an accident. It has to be $1,000 to get a report done. It's one thing to be a police officer. It is another to be an automotive mechanic. They are not the same. I had somebody back into my wife's car last night or the night before. So I called law enforcement to get the report done. My car is a 2021. It's not like it's a 1980 beat up 4-cylinder that doesn't go anywhere. I have a legitimate good car. Well, I've had to have work done on it on the bumper prior to this, and it's cost me $7,000. I got an estimate done today, but they never took any parts off the car, because if they do, then I have to start paying. So I can't just, get it fixed. It's gonna cost me at least $700 just to get my car fixed, to get it looked at. But I was told, oh, you can just push him in and it'll be all right, by the officer that was called. Like, I'm not, for some reason, seeing how I don't get any justice. The people that are being harassed on a day-to-day basis get no justice. Nothing. It's like, just because we rent, we don't have a say. Which brings me to my next point. I planned on buying a house right here in Jamestown. Why? Because I grew up here. Yes, I had a criminal record. Yes, I was in and out of foster homes, institutions, and jails. Yes, I was a bad kid. But I can tell you from experience that I've learned my lesson. And I did that through drug court right here in Jamestown. Graduated from it. That's why you guys can't find the incident in September of '99. I did an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and 13 moving violations. 13. I paid my fines, I did my time, and I made better for myself. There's no reason no one can't do it. I'm a prime example of what this state can do when they're given the right opportunities. I bettered my life. I went and got a job doing construction. I've already remodeled 2 houses in this town, and I just finished up a restaurant. I mean, I'm trying to give back, but if I can't get the help from the people that are supposed to help me, why bother? I'll just become another one of the downgraded statistics of the people that have left this city since 2009. If you look at the records and the stats, it will show an average of 1% has left this town since '99. With that said, 1% in a million, you'll never see the difference. 1% of 38,000 or even 30,000, it's noticeable. I don't know what else I can say to get any kind of help from anybody that's supposed to be of service. I don't know. My hands are tied at this point. I can't call 911 because we don't get anything from it. Nothing.
Okay, thank you.
The same person.
Your 5 minutes is up.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna head home. I appreciate you guys for your time. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to address the council?
My name is Richard Powell. I own 133 Fulton Street, and I own a garage on American Place. I pay taxes every year on time. There's a big drug problem over near my house, okay? We're always calling the police. They're shooting up across from my garage. I got video of them shooting up. I call the police, they don't show up, okay? I've actually had one officer come there because he was in front of my house and I told him to go over and do something about it, but all he did was talk with him and they left, they walked away. The drug problem is ridiculous. There's needles all over the place. We're afraid to let our children out of the house. There's drug addicts running around with metal bars and stuff, which we also told the police in the Rite Aid park, or the old Rite Aid parking lot, and they just sat there. They didn't even go back over there and do nothing about it. Okay? Our neighbor at 212 A Street, they have no water in their house. They have children over there. They have drug addicts sleeping on their back porch, on their front porch. We have all kinds of video evidence. I personally have called the police numerous times. You can look up how many times I've called the police. My fiance's called the police. Our neighbors have called the police. It's just ridiculous. It really is. And I'm not blaming it all on the police, but are we gonna let these drug addicts take over our streets? We just bought another property in Faulkner. I wanna get out of Jamestown. That's how sick I am of it. And you know, you give them this place to live in the winter, and my friend owns a house right next door, Tom Bailey. They smashed all the windows out of his house. I mean, why aren't these people being arrested, put in drug court? Why isn't something being done? All I hear is that they're being arrested and they just get walk free. The drug house is still just full. Every day, 24 hours a day, there's traffic in and out. And that's 221, the upper. That's A Street, 221 Upper A Street. It's already been raided once a long time ago, maybe 6 months ago. It's depressing. They got kids next door. They're out at 2 in the morning with drug addicts out there. We got it all on video. We called CPS. I called code. They don't have any water for the last 2 weeks because they broke the water main in their house. But they're still living in there. What are they doing with the sanitary? What are they doing with their dishes? This is 212 A Street that they don't have water. I'm sure the drug house has got water. But it's just depressing. You can't even walk outside your house. It's ridiculous. Yeah, we had a drug addict. They're cutting through my yard. I got posted signs all over the place. I'm sick of calling the police because they don't do anything. Or they show up 2 or 4 hours late. Yes, we had vandalism done at our house already. I mean, they're cutting through our yard. There's probably been 12 different drug addicts cutting through to go behind 212. They're partying back there, they're shooting up. They're leaving needles all over the place. This one girl on Prendergast, they were sitting behind her house shooting up. And apparently she came over there with a shotgun on her lap in her car, and the police were asking me about it. Well, we got to defend ourselves. So what do you expect to happen? I got guns too, but I haven't drawn them out yet. But if I got to defend myself, that's what it's going to take. They're here to protect and serve us, right? Am I asking for too much? If it was happening around any one of your houses, it would be taken care of.
Thank you.
Guys, I appreciate your time. Come on.
Anyone else want to address the council?
Doug Champ, 225 Bowling Street. Another night of looking at the agenda. On there tonight is a noise abatement. I gave a heads up to the police department about this question I was going to ask. It's an important one. It might be hypothetical, but nevertheless, if you look at the language, it needs clarification. In other words, a vehicle that's operating with loud music in violation of the noise abatement ordinance can be pulled over. But there's no mention of an idling vehicle, a vehicle in a driveway that's not on, that has loud stereo music coming from it. I mean, I have that in my neighborhood every night, where somebody wants to pick up somebody and they decide that they're gonna leave the stereo on while they do that. So is that moving violation within the resolution appropriately aligned with vehicles that are on, in other words, engaged in the motor, and the stereo is full blast? Is that considered a violation that is subject to the 3 count and out?
Mr. Champ, I would say yes. You know, as Rick would say, an offensive noise come from car stereo or similar noisemaker in the vehicle.
As long, even if it's not running.
It doesn't distinguish between.
What I'm asking for, so you don't get involved in a kind of like, you should have not have done this. I think the language has got to speak for vehicles that are operating but not moving. And that would be a clear way of stating it, so there's no confusion on the part that the premise is a home, the driveway is part of it, but a car is attached to it in some way, but it's still doing what it's doing, in a format of violation. So would that vehicle be subject to 3 strikes and we're gonna repossess your vehicle?
It's still a violation of the city code. Even prior to this amended resolution that's coming out tonight, that would still be a violation of city code.
But if that vehicle does it 3 times, can you take the vehicle away?
Yes.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
I'm glad to hear that. The other thing that's been brought out to people, and it's quite clear on the Ring network, that there's a certain amount of heavy juvenile crime going on in the city, which is a violation in itself of people's ability. But then we have youth who are underage, who can't be fined, can't go to jail. I'm wondering whether you're going to go after the parents and start putting them in jail and offer them a fine because a kid who's 12 years out is out at 1 o'clock in the morning. I would ask the chief right now, do you have a high increase in juvenile crime in Jamestown?
Yes.
Okay, that brings me to the next part of why we could do something about it. In the block grant program that was recently submitted, crime prevention is an eligible activity. Okay? So let's launch, rather than the 3% allocation that was given for public safety and engagement, let's launch an aggressive block grant funded program for crime prevention for juvenile issues that can be run through various groups connected to the schools and bring them involved in crime prevention and juvenile crime. The other component of this is that these people who happen to live in an area that's still considered an R1 zone. R1, you're going to have a zone 18 months from now, zoning is going to be forefront. But because we have dumbed down the R1 zones in Jamestown and allowed R2s and R3s, I mean, Jeff Russell lives on Lakeview Avenue. Would you consider the lower part of Lakeview Avenue an R1? I don't think so. We have created our own barriers in our own neighborhoods because we have permitted not R1, but R2 and R3. Until that stops, you're going to get problems that they have, which they shouldn't have. So you've got to start really preventing and protecting R1 zones. They shouldn't be multifamily units there. I got a couple right down the street. So I asked Department of Development to understand what I'm trying to say and see whether or not they're good. Not just this administration, it's been going on for decades. We got to change that. If you want to create security, integrity, and relieve some of the domestic issues why people want to live here, you've got to maintain our zones. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else would like to address the council? Seeing none, we'll move on. Are there any presentations of petitions or communications to the council? No? We have our reports from standing committees, and our first committee to report will be a finance committee. We have 11 resolutions, and the first 5 will be offered by Councilman Faulkner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing payment of the regular audit.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman. Aye. Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Aye. DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Olson.
Aye.
Thank you. I have a resolution supporting the submission of the Consolidated Funded Application, CFA, submission of the Market New York program.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman. Aye. Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Aye. DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Olson.
Aye.
Thank you. I have a resolution supporting the submission of the Consolidated Funding Application, CFA, submission of the Pro Housing Supply Fund.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman. Aye. Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
Thank you. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a quitclaim deed on the property located at 523 Windsor Street, Jamestown, New York, a property that has been designated a 19A property to the Jamestown Urban Renewal Agency for the purpose of sale to an individual.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
I have a resolution authorizing the mayor and police chief to participate in GIVE for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, with funding in the amount of $309,980.00 provided by the state of New York.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye. The next 6 resolutions will be sponsored by Councilman Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution suspending the hiring freeze and authorizing the hiring of one full-time crime analyst position in the Jamestown Police Department.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
I have a resolution suspending the hiring freeze and authorizing the hiring of one full-time GIVE coordinator position in the Jamestown Police Department.
Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yeah.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
I have a resolution suspending the hiring freeze and authorizing the hiring of 2 police officers in the Jamestown Police Department.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yeah.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
I have a resolution authorizing officers Justin Conti, Mark Conklin, and Caitlin Fromberg to attend the International Homicide Seminar in Albany, New York from September 21st through September 26th, 2025, with all expenses paid by the Chicago County District Attorney's Office.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Premier Concrete and Landscape of West New York for ADA sidewalk grants 2025, for an amount not to exceed $192,950.00.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye.
And finally, I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Esteban Construction Company Incorporated for concrete work, street reconstruction 2025, Stowe Street to Buffalo Street, Buffalo Street to Rich Street, for an amount not to exceed $195,512.50. This project will be from the township's funds.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye. That concludes our resolutions from finance. We do have one resolution from public safety, which will be sponsored by Councilman Russell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution reappointing Barbara Martin and Francine Piazza as Commissioner of Deeds for a period of 2 years.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio. Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Bose.
Aye. That concludes our pre-filed resolutions. Do we have any reports from special committees? Reports from city officers? None. Any reports from councilmen on administrative boards? Nothing today. Any unfinished business? Under new business, we do have 4 resolutions, and the first resolution will be sponsored by Councilman Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. President. Be it ordained by City Council of the City of Jamestown as follows. Section 125-7, seizure, redemption, and disposition of dogs and impoundment fee.
Article A, animal control officer or any police officer shall seize any dog found to be in violation of the applicable provisions of this article or in violation of the applicable provisions of Article 7 of the Ag and Markets Law of the state. And such dog shall be impounded, redeemed, euthanized, or sold as provided in Section 117 of the Ag and Markets Law of the state, or Title 10, Chapter 1, Part 2, Subsection 2 of the State of New York Sanitary Code. And the owner of such dog shall pay the cost of seizure and impoundment as therein provided. The animal control officer or any police officer shall make a record of the matter. The record shall include the date of pickup, breed, general description, sex, identification numbers, time of pickup, location of release, and name and address of owner, if any. Subsection B. The fees for any seizure and impoundment of each dog in violation of this article are as follows. The first impoundment, $20, $20. Second offense, second impoundment is $40 plus $6 a day. And for the third impoundment, $60 plus $6 per day. Section C, for any dog left in the care of the city shelter or its designee for the reasons of animal abuse, neglect, or due to the settlement of an estate/probate, whose owner or alleged owner does not initiate, appear, or make contact with a court of competent jurisdiction for possession of such dog, will be deemed to have been abandoned. The dog after 45 days and such dog or dogs shall be placed up for adoption by the city or its designee, consistent with the Ag and Markets Law of this state. This ordinance amendment shall take effect immediately.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman. Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Bonfiglio. DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Dolls.
Aye. Our next resolution under new business will be sponsored by Councilman Russell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Jamestown as follows. 198-2E3 noise. The using, operating, or permitting to be played, used, or operated of any radio receiving set, musical instrument, phonograph, or other machine or device for the producing or reproducing of sound in such a manner as to disturb the peace, quiet, and comfort of the neighboring inhabitants, or at any time with louder volume than is necessary, for convenient hearing for the persons who are voluntarily listeners thereto, the operation of any of the above in such a manner as to be plainly audible at a distance of 25 feet from the building, structure, property, or room in which it is located shall be prima facie evidence of a violation of this subsection. This provision shall not be construed to prohibit public performances or other sounds being conducted in accordance with the provisions of a permit, festival, or public performance granted by the city. Should the offense noise come from the use of a car stereo or similar noisemaker in a vehicle, then on the third such violation by the same vehicle, the city police officer shall have the offending vehicle towed and impounded as a public nuisance at the full cost to the owner of such vehicle. This ordinance amendment shall take effect immediately.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to make an amendment on some language. I'd like to bring a motion forward for an amendment on the language where it states, should the offense noise come from the use of a car stereo or similar noisemaker in a vehicle, then on the third such vehicle by the same vehicle, and I'd like to add and/or operator inserted there, the city police officer shall have the offending vehicle towed and impounded as a public nuisance at the full cost of the owner of such vehicle. So adding and/or operator or the vehicle.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Sheldon. The clerk, please poll the council on the amendment.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio, DeVersa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Dolz.
Aye. Clerk, please poll the council on the ordinance.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio, DeVersa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
and President Dolz.
Aye. Thank you. Our next resolution under new business will be sponsored by Councilman DeVersa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Whereas on January 22nd, 2002, the Jamestown City Council adopted resolution number 200201C03 that effective immediately and until further notice institute a hiring freeze for the city of Jamestown. And whereas on November 20, 2006, the Jamestown City Council adopted resolution number 200611B17 to extend the freeze to any change in employment from part-time to full-time status. And whereas it has become apparent that within the Department of Public Works, an effort to effectively manage the city's day-to-day responsibilities in a cost-efficient manner, it is in the city's Jamestown best interest to lift the hiring freeze for a certain position. Now therefore be it resolved that effective immediately, the Jamestown City Council hereby suspends the hiring freeze instituted by resolution number 200201C03 and authorize the filling of the following position due to the essential nature of the position. One labor in position in the Department of Public Works Street Division. This position is vacant due to the result of a recent termination.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Bonfiglio, DeVersa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Dolz.
Aye. And our last resolution under new business will be sponsored by Councilman Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Resolved that the mayor be and she hereby is authorized to execute the contract with Chautauqua County for the payment of $20,000.00 to the city for the purposes of implementing the Discovery Reform Funding Plan through the New York State PCJS grant.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman, Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Bonfiglio, DeVersa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
and President Dolz.
Aye. Thank you. That concludes our resolutions under new business. Is there any other new business to come before the council?
Mr. President, I have something to add to the record. The Buffalo News article, July 13th, talking about e-bikes. I have a copy here for the clerk. And also the Post-Journal article in the editor's corner by John Justigno regarding the same issue with e-bikes. The reason for wanting to put them in the record is to keep the awareness that these things are dangerous. They're out of control, and people need to understand that we're not going to tolerate it. I know there's a foot to eradicate it completely from the city, but that's not probable. But we need to keep it to the forefront and work with the city police department in making sure that these e-bikes are operated in a proper manner and follow the vehicle and traffic law of our state and all the local ordinances that we may in the future put in place concerning those e-bikes. So I'd like to just have it on the record that it's an ongoing concern.
Thank you. Any other new business?
Yes, I also would like to reiterate the fact that I'm an e-bike rider and I do adhere to the V&T law in the city and everywhere actually, but it is a problem, and I would support any kind of action the city may undertake in the future.
Thank you. Any other new business?